Hi Rock Church, this is Ben Brinkman, Urban Church in San Diego. Thank you guys so much for all you've done for Urban Church in San Diego. Lives are being touched and transformed because of what you pour into us financially every month. We're able to continue to bless people and reach more people for Jesus Christ. And I just wanted to start out by saying that because your impact, it goes far beyond than just Castle Rock or Kelso or that area. Man, it's reaching here in San Diego. I'm so excited for you guys this weekend and what's taking place. There's something so significant happening in the culture of your church and in the foundation of your church. And I'm just so excited to be a part of that in a small way. As I was praying for your church this weekend and over the last several weeks, and as I was thinking about what's taking place with the installation of these elders, God directed me to this passage in Exodus chapter 17. I want to read it to you and just point a few things out, as I believe that, man, what is taking place is going to set a firm foundation for the future and where God is taking you. And it says this in Exodus 17, starting in verse 8, that Amalek came and fought with Israel at Rephidim. So Moses said to Joshua, "Choose for us men and go out and fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the staff of God in my hand." So Joshua did as Moses told him and fought with Amalek, while Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up on the top of the hill. Whenever Moses held up his hand, Israel prevailed. Whenever he lowered his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands grew weary, so they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it, while Aaron and Hur held up his hands, one on one side and the other on the other side. So his hands were steady until the going down of the sun, and Joshua overwhelmed Amalek and his people with the sword. Such a powerful picture there of what's taking place in regards to leadership, at least in my eyes. And I just want to point out just a couple of things as the elders are being installed this weekend. And I believe, number one, I believe the stone that Moses sat on in this picture represents grace. And I know that grace is such a huge word for your church, and it's such a pillar for you guys, that I believe that that stone in this passage for you guys this weekend represents grace, that you are going to be sitting on a new grace for a new season. I think it's interesting even that there's 5 elders being installed or established this weekend. Scott, Monty, Bob, Jared, and Angie. There's 5 of you, and 5 is the number of grace. And I believe that that stone in this scripture represents the grace. And I want to encourage you as you go forward this weekend to continue to push forward in grace. Rest in the grace of God. You are who you are by the grace of God. His grace is sufficient. And I believe that in this season, man, His grace is going to be more and more sufficient for you guys. Sit on that grace, stay on that grace, and watch and see what God is going to do. I also want to point out that Moses, and this really isn't about lifting up the vision of just a man and a woman in Pastor Jared and Angie. I believe this is about lifting up the vision that God has given to the church there in Castle Rock. And as the elders come alongside, as even Aaron and Hur did for Moses, as you guys come alongside, not just a man and a woman, but as you come alongside the vision that God has given this church, and you begin to hold up that vision, not just holding up the hands of a man, but holding up the vision that God has given this church for this city, for this region, I believe you're going to see many, many victories. It's when the vision begins to fall that the people begin to lose. But when the vision God has given this church begins to get raised, you're going to see the people win. That's what's so significant about elders. The elders are going to come alongside the vision of the church and begin to raise that vision higher than just Jared could on his own or just Angie could on her own. I believe as you guys come together as a team this weekend, I believe this, that you're going to see greater grace, and you're going to sit on that rock of grace, but you're also going to see greater victories because you're coming alongside each other, lifting up the vision of the Rock Church, and you're going to see many great things happen. I just want to say one last thing, that Pastor Jared and Angie, we love you guys, and we're so proud of you. And it's just a privilege to partner with you in what God is doing in our nation. Man, this weekend is going to mark something new for your church. It's going to launch you to a new level. 2011 will be a year of favor, a year of freedom, and a year of financial increase. Watch and see what God is going to do as you sit on the rock of grace and as you come alongside the vision of Rock Church. Elders, get ready. I'm praying for you. I believe in you. The best is yet to come. God bless. Can't wait to hear about this weekend.